edit that out before I get removed from whatever this social media shit is. A little something that came on in my headphones this morning. I was like, all right, we'll go 80s.
Yes.
What's up, sports and fitness rants?
Yo, man, once again, man, back with another Wednesday edition, man. Shout out to Phil Collins, man. Shout out to Studio. Shout out to my man AOH, man, for dropping that before we start this live, man. Shout out to everybody that's already in the chat, man. We got a bunch of things that we want to talk about. I know there's a couple things that I definitely want to talk about. And I see the usual suspects in the chat. As always, shout out to my man King Speech Roll, who's always there. Zizza plays. Of course, Renee is there. The real Siberius. LT. Gino Panzini. Rookie 305. Miss M Hater Stevie, Mick Zuggins is there. Of course, we got sports and fitness rants hater in the house coming to get educated as usual. Lamar Lyons, all you guys, thank you very much, man. It means a lot, man. You guys know the deal, man. Let's roll.
That was me trying to be positive. I mean, my God, what a happy little tune there. Doesn't even matter what he's talking about, but you know, I get so pissed off with the news and with LeBron James and watching how terrible basketball is and realizing we're watching old basketball and realizing how good we had it. And why not play some silly 80s music? I've got some silly 80s trivia before we move on. You're going to like this since you're a shoe guy or you notice who's wearing Jordans. Aliens, which we spoke about last week. Ripley is getting into the dock loading machine, and they showed a close-up of her feet going into the grip. What was she wearing?
No way. Don't tell me, AOH. I don't know, man. You blow my mind right now.
It's not Jordans.
What's she wearing?
Anybody who want to, before I give it away, does anyone want to guess? Here, we'll have a little. Bob Hayotis got it already.
Shout out to Bob, man. Thank you very much.
What's EXO? EXO Fit. I don't know what EXO Fit means, but it looked like some sort of a slip-on thing. But yeah, it was a little tiny Reebok thing. How do you know that? How do you know that?
Never even realized that. You know what's funny on the subject of people wearing sneakers in movies that maybe you didn't realize? I know a lot of people know about this, but I just thought it was always interesting that Michael Keaton wore Jordans in Batman. Shout out to my man MC. I see MZ put it in the chat. Yeah, you know, even Batman wear Jordans, y'all. Shout out to Michael Keaton, man. I always liked Michael Keaton, man.
When did he wear Jordans in
Batman?
Batman.
Yeah, no, like
the
boots, his Batman suit boots
are like the Batman costume?
Yup.
Oh no shit.
Yup.
I never knew that. Let's see what all I've got. There's a lot on the agenda for today, and let's get this one out of the way and then move on because I don't want to bring us down for too long. Oh boy. And by the way, Sports and Fitness Rants finally watched the video that I put out last week and is regretting that he hadn't seen it in time. Now he's just now getting all the jokes I was telling.
Yeah, I told you we're going to talk about some of that in this live today because there was a couple of points in there. And like I said, when you mentioned, you know, Slovenia and things of that nature, I didn't know. I didn't get it, man. But LeBron James uses that phrase and a couple of other phrases over and over and over again. It's really comical when you really think about it and you watch.
Which one has more feminine energy?
It's a tough one.
I made the mistake of listening to Commish, and I know other people have done it too, but I turned it off. That's not a rip on Commish, but I got fucking really irritated hearing Ayesha Curry speaking. And if you must, then do it. But I have 3 words: shut your hole, shut your hole, shut your hole, shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ, can she shut the fuck up?
Yo, listen, you know what? Listen, this is my thing. So, listen, ladies out there, man, this is the thing here. We have to understand. Shout out to all the
You
ladies
make
out
it worse
there,
while you're trying to make it better.
No, but I'm just saying, I'm trying to shout the ladies out, man, so they can get their ears perked up and they can listen to what I'm trying to say here. We have to understand, we have to be honest about who Ayesha Curry really is. She is who? She's the wife of Steph Curry. That's who she is. All right? And that's not a bad thing. That's not a negative. Now, whatever her comments have been about maybe not wanting marriage and kids, okay, I get all of that. That's good for her. But the platform that she has, that she thinks that she got through her own means, the platform she has it through Steph Curry, all right? We have to get this. And I think that sometimes people that are in these dynamic relationships like this, they don't want to come to that terms of, I mean, hell, you even think about some of these couples that are both very famous people. Sometimes you are not as famous as you think you are. You think about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, let's say, for example. Travis Kelce is nowhere on Taylor Swift's level, popularity-wise, money-wise, success-wise. I mean, when you talk about where they are and who they are in each of their careers, Travis Kelce is a great football player, man. Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. But it's Taylor Swift, and I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I'm not saying I'm buying her albums, but apparently a bunch of people are. Now, I'm telling you right now, she's bigger than Travis Kelce, so he got to take a back seat to that. What do they call him? They call him Travis Swift out there. They wasn't calling her a Taylor Kelce. So remember these kinds of things. And Ayesha Curry has to understand her last name is Curry. All right? And the only reason why you have a voice, why people will even listen to you or, want to back you up is because you're Steph Curry's wife. And like I said, that's not a bad thing. Because I'm not saying she's dumb, doesn't have an education, or doesn't bring something to the table. But she has to understand, you are after Steph Curry. Your platform is because of Steph Curry.
Well, either that or, from what I heard, Steph Curry held her back from what she really could have been. It's strangely resembling the what ifs that you hear from the NBA players.
Yo, Ayesha Curry better check herself, man.
What if you'd married someone else? Oh my God, you could have been even more popular.
Yo, I'm being real, man. Yo, you gotta check yourself out here and be humble. We talk about humility a lot in this channel. That don't just go for professional basketball players or for men. That goes for women too. You have to once again be humble with who you are and where you are and understand these things. Like I said, it's not a negative on you, and it's not saying that you don't have any value. I don't know why people, it's almost similar to the LeBron James. If you don't have him number 2 or number 1, it's disrespect. If people think about her or don't think about her first, you know what I'm saying? Or she's get her platform from Steph Curry, she make it seem like this a bad thing or something like that. Look what she flipped it into. She's been in movies. She's got books. I had a cooking show, I believe. And when you Google Ayesha Curry, you Google her right now, pull it up. What does it say? It says American Canadian actress and something else, or singer or something like that. This chick ain't no actress. That joint should have said Steph Curry's wife. You out here being labeled as an actress, Ayesha Curry. Come on, girl, you in the movies because you Steph Curry's wife.
They spent some money to make sure that the search results said that instead of saying Steph Curry's wife. Hey, hold on, I didn't want to spend that much time on this.
No, man, but tell Ayesha Curry to come live with me. You want to be married to me? Because I'm living check to check out here. Ask me and my wife how we doing it. This what makes us tight. Because we go through it together, me and my wife, man. We a straight team out here. But she also understand the deal, man. Once again, the relationship is what it is because of how we are with each other together. But there is no animosity. There's no, once again, like you said, living in the past, living with regrets. She's saying she's living with regrets. How's that helping Steph Curry? And what made me actually, what I thought about with this is I said, damn, think about Steph Curry, man. His mom and dad get divorced not that long ago. He had to go through all that. And now he got to deal all this time with this punk wife like this who acts silly and talks and runs her mouth. She out here like Giselle Bundchen when she was married to Tom Brady. She always has something to say. Yo, they just lost the Super Bowl and she blaming Wes Welker. Lady, shut the hell up. What you talking about, man?
This is not an attack on women.
Not at all,
I have
man.
female fans on this channel, and I appreciate all of
If
you.
I was with Jennifer Aniston, I would shut the hell up and be like, thank God Jennifer Aniston is with me, man.
I hit a trigger here. Listen,
that's crazy talk, man.
The female supporters of this channel are not the women who would go on talk shows and tell the world every personal detail of their husband and theirs relationship. You just don't do that, male or female. You don't. Just stop. Just shut your mouth every now and then. You don't have to tell the world everything. Huh?
They got 4 kids, and you out here talking nonsense.
That's embarrassing for the children.
Damn.
That's
what are we doing, Ayesha?
For the children. Anyway,
like I said, man, this is no knock on any of these people out here. They're just not living in reality. You have to understand that.
I'm forcing us to move on. I'm forcing us to move on. I apologize. I should have never done it.
I love you all out there for real, man. I love my mom too, man.
Just for the record, Al Horford is 1 year younger than LeBron James. I'm not sure why I haven't been hearing about what he's doing at his age since he was 36, because to listen to the media, what LeBron's been doing is just impossible for the last 4 years. And now I wouldn't be so upset about it, except that Al Horford is going to be a difference maker for the Warriors. But he's a year younger than LeBron, and what LeBron's doing is next to impossible, according to the media.
Well, listen, you asked the question: who's more feminine, Ayesha Curry, LeBron James? I'm gonna answer the question: LeBron damn James. He's 6'9", 260, a pure, just straight, unadulterated, flopping, never taking no responsibilities, never taking on any damn leadership. That's what. I mean, that dude is straight feminine, all right? I tell a lot of his fans are soft, feminine fools because you're following and supporting a soft, feminine dude and stuff. I talk about emotions a lot. I talk about the LeBron James fans, they get emotional. That's why they'll come to my comment section. That's why they'll make, I mean, this guy's made a channel with my face. That's emotions right there. Right? It's emotions running rampant. They'll leave a comment on my channel right after I drop a video. The video's 20 minutes long. They leave the comment after the video's been up for 2 minutes. You haven't watched the video. It's impossible for you to watch a 20-minute video in 2 minutes. But you'll leave a comment saying I'm a fool, I'm an idiot, all these things. That's your emotions leaving the comments. They'll leave 3, 4, 5 comments on one video. Just get all your thoughts together and leave one damn comment, man. It's getting emotions. So the reason I bring that up is when we think about Ayesha Curry, we think about women in general. Women are emotional beings, man. That's what's beautiful about women, man. That's what gives us the balance. They're supposed to be the emotions. They're supposed to be that kind of, like I said, for you to lean on. The men are not supposed to be the emotional guys, man. We're supposed to be in reality, man. We're supposed to deal with facts. That's what men are supposed to deal with, the facts. Whatever's going on, it's a fact that there's a spider on the wall, and now your wife's counting on you to go get the damn spider, right? These are the realities of the men out here, man. All right, so when we talk about the emotions, that's a woman thing, man. Women are supposed to be emotional beings, man. Like I said, that's what makes them beautiful. That's what makes them great. That's what gives us the man and woman dynamic. But when you got men out here acting all soft and feminine, and now we're trying to act like that's okay in society, the hell it is. The hell it is.
Yeah, and Mike Lowry commented that men don't behave much differently. So it's like, Jesus.
Listen, men got to hold it, you know what I'm saying, their own accountability. Absolutely, man, because men are going downhill. This is what we're talking about. Exactly. We ain't saying men are perfect. I'm not saying Steph Curry's perfect. But when we talk about who Ayesha Curry thinks she is, she only thinks that way because she's married to Steph Curry. She wouldn't think that way if she was married to me. You know what I'm saying?
Who got sober? Oh, Al got sober at 50? Who?
AI. I did a video on that.
What are you talking about? Allen Iverson got sober at 50?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I told about in the video, man. He just came out with a book. He was on the news yesterday morning on CBS News, and he was doing an interview, and he was talking about how he's been sober for the last 6 months, and how, you know, that was a big problem in his life, in his marriage, his relationships, you know, and he talked about how when he was drinking, he didn't feel like himself. And I talked on my channel about a lot of this stuff, and how someone like LeBron James will come out here and make a mockery of something like alcohol. He'll come out here and make a joke of the whole announcement, have everybody put all their eyes on him. He's got all the 15-year-old kids and the 17-year-old kids, that goofy kid that was, asking Charles Barkley at that college campus about LeBron James. All these people out here watching him so he can promote alcohol. But the way he does it is how? He does it through the social aspect of alcohol, which is how alcohol is promoted in this world. And there's nothing wrong with that because, yes, alcohol does add an element to the socialness. Absolutely, man. There's no denying this. But what also does it add? Danger situations, people making bad choices, right? It inhibits people. People are not themselves, right? We all know those people that drink and all of a sudden they become dangerous, man. They become someone you don't want to be around, man. You know what I'm saying? I've seen my dad drunk before, and this dude is probably the funniest guy I've ever met, man. I'm glad my dad's not an angry drunk. We all know people out there got stories, man. Their dad was an angry drunk, man, or their mom was all jacked up on some alcohol, man. They acted bad and crazy and mean. Man, my dad be doing weird stuff, man. He be making jokes that are inappropriate. That's what my dad does when he drinks, man. He makes people look at each other like, should we laugh at this or should we all leave right now? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, man, like I said, you have to understand and take this as responsibility there, man. Alcohol is dangerous and needs to be taken seriously, man. So shout out to AI, like I said, for turning, that problem and finding an answer.
That's the beauty of drinking that's the beauty of drinking all day. You know what you're going to get. I'm just the same way all day long. Angry.
There you go.
Same level of. But hey, does he look better? Because now that you mention it, he looked a little bloated for a while.
Yeah, and I tell you right now, that's a part of a symptom. We talk about alcohol and things like that, things of that nature.
Anything else that you wanted to comment on from that video before we move on to today's lineup?
Yeah, one thing I wanted to touch on that we had mentioned before we came on is how at the end of that video, Dave McNamara made a comment or made a, reference to someone in Zambia. Shout out to anybody from Zambia, from someone from Zambia wearing a LeBron James jersey. And he was trying to show LeBron James on his cell phone, actually. He was actually showing LeBron James the picture that he took because he said he was at this place in Zambia, this country, and he saw this person walking down the street. He said a dirt road wearing a LeBron James jersey. And the reason he was showing LeBron James this is he was trying to let LeBron James know how famous he was, how far he has reached in society, in the world, in Zambia. Someone's wearing your jersey. And what I was telling AOH before we came on is that to me, what they were trying to do there was trying to put LeBron James in that Michael Jordan realm. They're trying to put LeBron James in that Muhammad Ali realm, in that Michael Jackson realm, right? In that person that, the Beatles realm. When I was growing up in the 90s and all this was going down live, I remember my mother telling me that she thought this was like the Beatles. She thought that Michael Jordan and what the Bulls were doing was like the popularity, the excitement, the hype, everything that was going on was like the Beatles. She said when she was young, that's what that was like. I wasn't around for the Beatles, obviously, but we all know the damn Beatles, man, something. And what they were doing, they wasn't even from America. And they had women out here passing out and going crazy, man. When I was young, I remember like New Kids on the Block for these girls was the Beatles and stuff, man. But they're trying to make it seem like LeBron James is popular like that. And I thought it was cringe as hell because what you're doing is you're allowing LeBron James to, talk about himself and pump him up more. But when we think about the reality, though, when LeBron James goes out in America, this man gets booed more often than not. Does he not, guys? Does he not get booed often? I mean, the man's always getting booed. The man never knows how he's going to be received. The man got booed at a Super Bowl. Who gets booed at a Super Bowl? That man did. So Michael Jordan would never get booed anywhere he goes. The man still don't get booed anywhere he goes. LeBron James gets trash talk in New York City. LeBron James getting booed over here. LeBron James getting booed over there. But you're going to try to make it seem like this man got the reach in Zambia and, look how famous and popular you are, LeBron. This guy's wearing your jersey out there. And I told AOH, I guarantee you that dude was given that jersey. He went to the Salvation Army. They had a jersey there and he had no clothes. He was like, yo, man, I need this, man. Help me out here. And they gave him the jersey, man. He didn't buy that jersey.
No. And I mentioned to Robin before the show, and it's also not the same as when you would find people around the world wearing Jordan brand because the distribution is so easy now. I mean, you got the products everywhere. I guess you have slave factories everywhere now too. Shit. Never mind. Let's move on.
Like we said, man, That's why
Yeah.
you have to be humble, guys. Let's go right back to humility and what it means to live in a country like America. When you think about some of the people in this world and where they're living, guys, you see it on the news. Maybe you don't. Maybe you want to close your eyes and close your ears, and I get all that. I'm telling you guys right now, I was in the military, and I tell you guys a story that I always tell people, man, that is funny to me. All right, I told you guys I was in Bahrain, right, in the Persian Gulf. I was out there in Bahrain, the naval base out there in Bahrain. We stopped there for a couple of days, right? And I remember they had a lot of restrictions, obviously, out there, guys. This is, after 9/11 and all this stuff that was going on, right? So you couldn't go out but a certain point from the base, right? There was only a certain area you can go to. You couldn't leave past this point, man. You could end up in a bad situation. And I remember right outside the base of this naval base in Bahrain, there was these buildings there that were like, half blown off. It looked like, bombs had dropped on these buildings, man. It was rubble everywhere. This is right outside the base. So there's a group of taxi cab drivers there with taxi cabs, right? And they're there to get, the Americans like us, who want to go right there in a quick part of town, where we can go. They get, we get the fares from us. So we're there and there's a bunch of us and we're talking to the guy trying to get a ride. And the guy looks at me and he thinks that I look Arabian, is what he's saying to me. I look like I'm from, that area, he's saying, right? And, it's funny because, a lot of these people, they speak English, not very well, but they speak it, right? And the guys asked me where I'm from. So I said, oh, I'm from New York. And he said, oh, New York. He's like, New York City is a very dangerous place. Very dangerous. This is what he says to me. New York City is a very dangerous place. And I've told this story before, man. That was the exact words to me. And I busted out laughing. I laughed, guys. I said, are you kidding me, my man? That's exactly what I said, guys. I said, my man, look around you. I'm like, look at these buildings. I'm like, this is crazy out here. I was like, this is not New York City. I was like, yeah, maybe someone might rob you. And yes, New York City is a dangerous place, guys, but it ain't like that, man. My goodness, man. Like I said, be humble for who you are and where you are, man. We're blessed to be in this country, man. Anybody that lives outside the U.S., man, if you living in a spot that's better than the U.S., man, shout out to you guys, because we ain't the best country, man. But damn it, we ain't the worst.
When I went to Europe for the first time in 1998, I remember it seemed like most people thought that the entire United States was LA because of what Hollywood portrays. They thought that everybody in the United States acts like the actors that they see, and it was funny. But I got to get off the West Coast because we're so war torn with all these scary cities like Portland and Seattle.
Yeah,
Madhouse out here.
Yo, I remember that when I was working at the jail as a correction officer, we took a trip. Not we. There were some Haitian officers, right, that were from Haiti. These guys, right? We had a lot of Haitian officers there, and they had a trip to Haiti after they had that hurricane there, right? It was bad over there. So the sheriff's department that I worked for, they were there, part of an emergency relief group, right? And the Haitian officers, because they spoke the language, right? They knew the country. They were allowed to go. So like 4 or 5 of these guys ended up going in that relief effort. And I remember a lot of these guys talking stories and telling me about Haiti and, some of the places there. And I remember a guy telling me a story. And these guys are from Haiti, guys. These are not foreigners from another country going to Haiti. These guys are from there. And they're talking about, this guy's talking about he got lost, right? He's driving around and he ended up making a wrong turn. It's like a jungle out there, man. And he said he came to like a spot that he wasn't necessarily familiar with. And he got to a bridge, right? And it was like one of these bridges that you drive across one car at a time. And he said on the other side of this bridge was a group of guys there, right? And he said, they didn't look like nice people, man. Because I didn't know these kinds of people, man. And he goes, and he knew why they were there, what they were waiting for, right? For someone unassuming to come across that bridge, not know where they're going, right? You made a wrong turn and boom, all of a sudden they got you. And he talked about that, man. And I was thinking like, damn, this dude who's from this country, right? Just like we all come from wherever we come from. And I thought about that, and he talked about how simple it is for you to disappear in a country like Haiti. And I think, like, damn, man, people don't understand sometimes, man. You have to really, when we talk about living in a society, y'all, we're living in a society, man, right? Then you have to, once again, conform to certain things in a society that maybe you don't agree with, but you have to do it for the greater good of society. Because when you're living in that society, it's not about you, the individual, it's about the collective. I talk on my channel a lot about, not being a burden on society. We talk about health and fitness a lot. People are a burden on the healthcare system. We all jacked up. A lot of this stuff we doing to ourselves. So we become a burden on each other. You know what I'm saying? It's just silly, stupid stuff, man. Where I tell you, people can't even do simple things anymore. You know, people are in a bad mood a lot of times because they have a lot of pain in their bodies. Their knees hurt, their back hurts. They don't know why. People complain to me a lot. I train people, guys. I train people all the time, man. And people tell me, man, I don't know why I don't have energy. I feel like I don't have energy. I feel like I'm always tired all the time. I get this all the time. And I tell people, you know why you don't have energy. You don't want to look yourself in the mirror, though. You don't have energy because the things that you're eating and the activity level, your activity level, you're going to be lazier the lazier you are. I just rambled on and I don't even know what I was talking about.
Mike Lowry became a member of one of our channels, and guys, I'm in the process of moving all my members' videos over to Patreon, and then I'm going to discontinue my membership on YouTube. It's not what I want to spend my time on, but I'm getting squeezed. So don't become a member of my channel. If you want to become a member of Robin's, that's up to you guys and Robin. And then we have a super chat. Robin, read that if you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out with Lerv. Some of Sports and Fitness Rant's older videos popped up on my feed yesterday. He said things of that nature at least a year ago. Did he get that from LeBron or vice versa? Yo, shout out to Whit Lerv. And I absolutely have used that term or that phrase, things of that nature. So you're right on the money with that. The funny thing about LeBron James when he uses it, and I was laughing about, is that he never used it in the proper context. He used it when it doesn't make any sense. But shout
like
out to
Slovenia and things of that nature.
Right. And I mean, and he'll use it twice in one sentence. You kids can't keep saying it like that.
In between,
right. Yo, with Lerv, I know that you go back to my older videos, I ain't stuttering or saying like LeBron James every 2 seconds though.
And if you're listening to LeBron James in order to break down LeBron James, we as human beings get things in our brains. That's how kids learn how to talk. You listen and you mimic. So you may have accidentally picked up some habits, even if you didn't realize that LeBron James.
He got it from me. I know he watching my video.
Oh, okay. He got it from you. Shit. Hey, we're going to look at Bronny James's turnovers against the Warriors because everybody, we talk about his poor shooting and we talk about some other things. And good for him for having that putback dunk. I don't have anything bad to say about the putback dunk. Great. Glad that happened. So I was a little bit astonished by how bad some of these turnovers were and that nobody mentioned that he was 1 for whatever or 30%. No, 2 for something, 30%. And no one mentioned 5 turnovers to go with that.
Yep.
Because that's significant.
Yep.
But it's not as clean as I would have liked it to be because some of these listed as turnovers are confusing to me. They may have played the wrong play or I may be confused about turnover. But sometimes the advanced stats section will play the wrong thing. All right. So let's make that big. And let's get the supers off the screen so that we can see this clearly.
All right.
And let's make us small. And here we go. Oh, that's not it. My bad.
I'm looking at this. I'm like, wait a second.
No, that was actual basketball.
I'm about to say that. They just don't look right.
We're gonna do that though. I'm
That looks off.
Bronny James turns it over.
So those quick hands of the 39-year-old Al Horford stripping Bronny.
So Horford and Draymond, 2 accomplished defenders. Bronny James threw it back, but Buddy Hield was there.
Is that a block by Curry? No. I don't know.
I was actually going to ask, was that blocked or was it a terrible lob? Or are we going to blame Are we going to blame the center for not getting this lob?
Well, I'll be honest. Let me see. I don't know. Listen, Curry might have actually hit him on that one, man. I don't even know. I don't want to shortchange the kid like his father, man, and you know what I'm saying, or talk bad about him.
It's the concentrate.
Well, speaking of shortchanging, the next one is not winning the jump ball. I didn't know that counted as a turnover.
Really?
That is what I think.
It probably doesn't. It may have been a mistake.
You see sometimes at Kaminga Lacthorn. That's it. Well, if you look up in the thesaurus.
Yeah, see, okay. Oh, pause it for a second, AOH.
It's coming back slow motion.
See that now? Listen, you got to catch this ball. I know it was kind of behind him in a little bit. You got to catch the damn ball. Come on. This is the NBA. That's what I'm saying. That turnover is on, my man right there.
Yeah, I wondered where he would stand on this one.
It's not LeBron James Jr., man. I said it wasn't a perfect pass, but damn it, man, you got to catch that ball, man. Come on, man.
I don't know. I feel like you got to lead somebody when it's that close a range, because that's close range. That's close range and behind you when you're going that way. But sure, you're getting paid millions of dollars for your
that he threw it with. So yeah, I said it wasn't a perfect pass, but again, it's the NBA, man. You got to catch these passes. It's like a lot of times we see in the NFL. These are NFL wide receivers, and yeah, you're not going to catch every ball. Everyone's not Jerry Rice, man. But these guys drop a lot of passes sometimes in the NFL that I'm like, how the hell you drop this with all these gloves on and all this stuff, man? But like you said, though, it was a bad throw. Regardless, it wasn't an on-target throw. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what we talk about when we talk about the great passers, the precision and the accuracy of those passes.
Well, here's the other problem.
That's high and behind him, man, right? So, he's reaching up overhead. It's not an easy catch, but damn it, dude, catch the damn ball.
But there's no excuse. Look at how much space Jackson Hayes has in front of him. Lead him. Lead him. But here.
Father like son.
Okay, but we talk about his athleticism, or we have to hear about his athleticism, and everybody talked about his putback dunk. Well, what the fuck does he take a break for after he fucks up? Watch how interested he is in getting back.
See this? Yeah, man. I'll give you that, man. I'll give you that one.
Wait, hold on. You tell me that if he was in full sprint and attempted a chase down block, he couldn't have possibly caught up to that? Maybe you can, maybe you can't, but you better try.
Yeah, I think what you right there, that it didn't look good on, like if you're watching that film later on in a film session, that don't look good on videotape. That's a big thing, with these professionals, or so I thought. I mentioned the show Hard Knocks the other day on my channel. I put a little poll out to see, people watch the show if they liked it and stuff, man, because to me that show it's really good. And one of the things about the show that's hard for me is when the guys are getting cut and they're getting these conversations had and, all this kinds of stuff, man. But, like, I just don't understand, like, when we talk about the effort that you're not going to give out there on the court, like, I just don't get that, man, because there are a lot of people out there, that we talk about that would want to be in that position, that didn't get an opportunity to be in that position. And you're not hustling, you're not getting back. So yeah, like you said, maybe you can't make the play necessarily, but it don't look good on the film. Like I said, when you go back and watch the film, you're going to get embarrassed, man. People are going to be looking at you like, yo, you out here jogging. But hey, like you said, this is kind of the NBA, the way the NBA is now. This is part of the problem we said. Everyone's jogging now.
Read full Venom jacket.
And I also want, before I read, I also want people to understand, what you just showed in that play is what we've talked about before, AOH. When they talk about how much running these guys are doing today, look what LeBron James Jr. just did right there. He took the shot, right, or made that little throw, and then he jogged from there to there. That's it. He didn't go anywhere. So, really, what are we doing here? As far as Bronny goes, the shooting numbers are not good. The turnovers are also bad. The jogging back on defense makes my head explode. How does JJ not get called down in the media for allowing this? Absolutely. Shout out to Full Venom Jacket.
Yeah,
I wonder the same thing.
Especially when other people were on the chopping block. There's a scrutinous eye on them, and they did get chopped. Bronny has the eye on him, and they just ignore all the signs that say he shouldn't be there. That's got to be frustrating. That's got to be frustrating. Mike Lowry, congratulations to you for getting to see Jordan at all, even if it was as a Wizard. But I'm working on some breakdowns of Jordan's Wizards years, which I'll be putting on Patreon. I'll tell you one thing. When he played help defense, which he did. Like he played the floater role sometimes. He helped. And I'm seeing it already in these breakdowns. Like he actually helped.
Yeah, I tell
Which
people all the time.
Yeah. How sad is it that I have to explain that at one point in time, help defense included help?
Exactly. Exactly.
If people don't understand the context, they think I'm insane. Like, what are you talking about, man? It's help defense.
No, you're right. That's what JJ Redick's telling everybody that help defense is LeBron James pointing at everybody and telling them where to go. That's how LeBron James helps us out there. He has everybody in the right spot. He's just telling everybody where to go. He's once again, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. And our friend Real Siberius has a super if you want to read that.
Absolutely. Shout out to the Real Siberius. My issue with Bronny is his refusal to acknowledge that he is bad in any way. My shots were good. Quote, my shots were good. They were online. I didn't have my legs under me. End quote. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier too. I didn't have my legs under me in that video that you were talking about. That
Why?
You did.
Why? Why didn't he?
There's no one coming to challenge you, like you said, all the time in the world. And like the Real Siberius is saying, you're just making excuses. There's no need for you to say that I had good shots and I took good shots. When, like I said on Sunday, I said, dude, you're saying that you took good shots because you're saying you were open, but you were 1 for 8. So after you missed all of these shots, you still thought in your mind, let me just keep chucking them up. As a matter of fact, there was one of the things that you pointed out in the video, AOH, which I thought was hilarious because I didn't notice it at first, is that there were certain times where the announcers were like, oh, he's got to make this one, right? He's got to make this one. He's open. He's got to make that one. And then he would miss it so bad. The one time the guy was like, oh, dang. Like, it was like, oh. Like, he couldn't even believe how bad it was.
He was like,
He was like, oh. I was like, man.
You know, I don't think that there's room for excuses as a professional. There probably aren't even room for excuses as a non-professional. You know, after the end of the summer, and the reason I'm talking about that is because at the end of the summer, what did we have? We had football season coming up, and we knew we were going to be in hell, and we knew that we'd better start training ourselves so that the first day of practice wasn't going to be as painful. And still, it was hard to train yourself very hard because you're in summer mode. But at least that was just the high school football team. This guy knows the season's coming. He's a millionaire. To do what he's about to go do, and you're not prepared, you don't have your legs ready for the opening night. I'm sorry. No.
Right. And remember, these guys are supposed to be in the primes of their lives. They're in the primes. I think LeBron James Jr. is 21 years old or about to be 21. You're in the prime of your lives. Luka Doncic, Zion Williamson, like a lot of these guys, you're supposed to be Victor Wembanyama. They're supposed to be in the primes of their lives, and yet these guys are always dealing with something. We're celebrating them losing weight and being in shape at 26, 25 years old. Are you freaking kidding me, man? I'm 45 and I'm in better shape than a lot of these guys. That's the sad reality here, man. That's the honest facts. When you think about, this guy saying that I don't have my legs and all this stuff, and you're talking about them not really being prepared for the season, it really speaks to these guys not taking it serious. They're more worried about being celebrities. Everyone's worried about a reality show or some, weird TikTok thing or going on a podcast and telling the story. It's really beyond me. Like I said, when you have a guy like Paul George come out and say, I'm going to take a break from the podcast to focus on basketball, that's how you know we are way gone.
I'm going to put on a positive segment, and we're only going to watch part of it because there's so much. But I wanted to at least put some fun things in here. And I caught this on YouTube, and I thought it was worth us watching and reacting to, having some fun. Everybody who are real basketball fans, we're going to have a little fun.
Aaron running, 3-on-1.
I hate that it starts it like that. Get over here. Let's get it big. Oh, yeah. It's opening up with the We Believe Warriors.
Aaron running, 3-on-1 behind his back all the way to the rim.
I'm not going to call him B. Diddy no more because this is weird to me now. But Baron Davis I like this game, man. I like the swag. Shout out to Jay Rich, one of the forgotten dunkers out there, man. The dude was sensational.
You know who's going to appear on here in a little bit is Desmond Mason, who went against Jay Rich in the dunk contest. Unfortunately for Desmond Mason, otherwise he might have won because he had some great dunks. Desmond Mason.
Yeah, another great name drop. AOH, man, coming through. Desmond Mason. I remember watching that slam dunk contest with Jason Richardson. I think Desmond Mason. I think Richard Jefferson was in that slam dunk contest. He was shout out to Richard Jefferson. I'm not really a fan of his broadcasting, but he was a really good dunker, man. But yeah, Desmond Mason was sensational.
Surprisingly good dunker, fucking Richardson.
Yeah.
All right. Continuing on. I'm going to play that one again, and then we'll...
And I love Baron Davis, man. He always added a flair to the game. Yeah, shout out to Baron Davis, man. You know what's funny? Like, you think about someone like Baron Davis, and you think about someone like Draymond Green possibly getting in the Hall of Fame, and someone like Baron Davis not getting in the Hall of Fame, and some of these other players that we all know that are not in the Hall of Fame that are way better than Draymond Green, man.
One of the few pro players that I have encountered on the street when I was living in North Beach, Baron Davis, was heading up the street. He was going to Burgermeister. Anyway, that's the extent of my story. He didn't say hi to me, and I didn't bother him. He was on a date. I left him alone.
No, but that's cool. I saw him though.
And the other person I ran into was JaVale McGee. Fuck that.
Seattle could tie with a 2. Inbound to Dropniak with 4. Payton has it with 3. Launches a 3 for the win. No! Oh, no!
There he is. No wonder I remember this.
Wow. Mason sends us into overtime. Oh, my goodness.
That's crazy.
What a rebound jam by Desmond Mason.
Right over Mashburn.
Time expires.
Oh, that's just tremendous athletic ability by Mason.
Shout out to Stacey Oldman, the plastic man out there on the court.
Oh, man.
He was old at that time.
Put a little giddy up in your step, doesn't it?
Oh,
right.
This is nasty.
You have to go back to the 83-84 season, of course.
The franchise was crazy.
At 14 wins, right? Oh, Steve Francis.
Steve Francis, another guy. You told me he wasn't better than Draymond Green. Steve franchise.
Steve Francis putting on a show, a new season and career high 34 points
Putting
for
on a
Steve
show.
Francis, along with 14 assists and 9 rebounds.
Shout out to Katino Mobley getting cooked on that one. He was a solid player, though, Katino Mobley. Shout out to him.
I'm going to play that again. I want people to give me their opinions because I think at the worst, Steve Francis's hand gets on the side of the ball. I don't think he carried in order to pull that off. Like, things have just gotten so stupid now that people start taking a drink of water out of the water bottle. The water boy runs onto the court, gives them a drink, and then they continue their fucking dribble, and everybody thinks it's a great move. I think this was pretty close to legal. It may have even been legal. You tell me.
I'll say this, though. Even if he did carry AOH, the problem now is the consistency of it. These guys are, like you just mentioned, they're always carrying now. And it's how drastic it is. Like you said, they're basically holding a tray like a waiter when they got, I remember those plays where we saw LeBron James, some of these guys, they'll hold the ball on their side, tucked into the side in the middle of the dribble.
With the palm completely turned up.
Yup.
I'm using my body and the palm. Anyway, I'll play it again because I want people to say, I should have edited this into slow motion for everyone. But go ahead, let us know if you think he traveled or how badly you think he carried, if at all.
Mason.
He's just so happy to win.
Oh, man. Put a little giddy up in your step, doesn't it?
That's right. You have to go back to the 83-84 season, of course, when the Rockets at 14 wins, right? Oh, Steve
That was clean to me, man.
He had Troy Hudson turning around.
You know, I feel like he smelled blood after he got him on that first one. He's like, oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be easy work.
34 points for
that was the moment that was
with 14 assists and 9 rebounds.
That was a nice finish.
All right. Everybody ready? Here's the next one.
Collins to Julius.
Oh, right, Julius.
With those big hands.
All game long.
He did a loaded Kareem.
Anywhere with Parrish. Dominique
Oh, and this
fires
one.
outside, goes after it.
Oh, no.
Well, Kevin McHale made a classic mistake. The Celtics, if they've got a big
Oh,
man
my
out on the
goodness.
defense.
And Bird was up there.
We'll get to Dawkins, but I want everybody to see Larry Bird. God bless him, and he was amazing. But he actually is just like, ugh, what the fuck happened? Watch Bird's body reaction after this explosion takes place next to him.
Anywhere with Parrish. Dominique fires outside, goes after it. Whoa!
The other angle.
Kevin McHale made a classic mistake. The Celtics, if they've got a big man out on the defense.
And here's your boy that you got to
I
see.
saw him at the Nets game. Chocolate Thunder.
Shattered the glass to Darryl Dawkins. Oh, he did it again.
Shout to Bobby Jones, man. I just did a video of Bobby Jones. You know what's crazy about Dominique Wilkins? You know, we've mentioned Dominique Wilkins, some of the great small forwards, you know, because, you know, LeBron James is always being called, you know, the greatest player of all time or the second greatest player, you know. So we talk about a lot of these guys. You know, Dominique Wilkins' ability to rebound the ball off his misses is something that's not talked about much, man. That's why I tell people all the time, LeBron James is a mediocre rebounder at best. He can't rebound with these guys. He can't rebound with Dominique Wilkins or Larry Bird or Dr. J, man. He can't rebound like Elgin Baylor. He can't rebound like Scottie Pippen. He can't rebound like Sean Marion. He can't rebound, man. Dominique Wilkins can take a shot and have a go and follow it up. And Dominique Wilkins has an excellent second jump, man. So he can get off the floor quickly on the second jump. Same thing with Sean Kemp.
We're going to have a special guest that emailed me before the show. McZuggins pops in. He wants to talk a little bit about the athleticism myth. And McZuggins, are you listening? If you are, go ahead and use the link that I sent you. I'll watch for you in the waiting room. In the meantime, we've got a super, if you want to read that, Robin.
Absolutely. Shout out to Gundam U for coming through, as always. I'm glad you guys didn't fall for the Decision 2.0 and make a vid like some did. The Amazon ad was more than enough to tell us LeBron is not serious. Absolutely. And I touched on that in my video. I said how some people were fooled by LeBron James and they took it as an opportunity to, you know, like I said, get out before, you know, and be like the first person to break it and, you know, get the whole thing going here. Shout out to my man Charles of the Dreamers Pro. Shout out to my man Too Raw. I know that they did videos, and I remember at the beginning of Too Raw's video, the next video he did, he said, I should have known better. I should have known better. And I started cracking up, man. I was like, yeah, Too Raw, that's right. Everyone should have known better. You fell for the banana tailpipe.
And I put in the description of the video, that Hennessy bottle looks revolting. Like, unless that's chicken wing sauce, I'm not touching that fucking thing. I don't even want to find out what it tastes. That thing is hit. I wouldn't put that up in my bar for anyone to see because it's fucking hideous. Who came up with the label for that thing?
That's another great point, AOH, man. You talked about, I mean, because it's been real.
It's the alcohol equivalent of his shoe.
No swag from LeBron James, no creativity from his marketing team, nothing, man. I mean, remember, guys, Michael Jordan ultimately, you know, had to okay the shoe designs that came out. And yeah, we know some of them Jordans wasn't like that, but most of them Jordans is, man. So the creativity of Michael Jordan, his eye, you know, his style, you know, his like I said, his own self, authenticity of Michael Jordan allowed him to have these sneakers like this. LeBron James sneakers, by and large, they're not like that. And like I said, even if they were nice, even if they were, and they were great performing sneakers, oh my God, they feel so comfortable. I would never wear them because they're his.
McZuggins is here.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Shout out to McZuggins, man. Thank you. What's up, man?
What's going on? SNF, I think you're gonna like this one the most, but we're short. I know we're short on time, so I'm just gonna jump right into it after that video.
Go for it.
So I was watching that on the Patreon this morning, and it occurred to me, I'm like, man, never mind who's got the ball and what big plays they're making and all that sort of the verticals and all that. But it was more about, if you watch almost every single one of those clips, everyone around them, they're all running, they're all moving in circles, they're getting to their positions. The defenders are moving side to side, right? Ball and man and all that kind of old school stuff. And it reminded me of a topic I've been working on it as one of the videos I want to make, but I was freaking out because I'm just like, man. So I'll just jump right to it. So the best athletes of today, right? The best athletes in the world are playing in the NBA right now, right? Forget all the other Olympians and forget all the old eras. This is the best. And guys, I got to tell you, man, they're in trouble. They're in real trouble. They are facing some scary, scary stuff. If you look at the injuries that have been rising, some of this has been mentioned before, but the injuries that have been rising since 2010. We got the Achilles tendon stuff, right? You got KD, Clay, Cousins, right? Rudy, everyone. The quadriceps and patellar tendon, right? Kawhi Leonard, most famously 2018, right? Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, all those guys. The MCL and ACL. I'm not even going to talk about who's got the most famous MCL injury in the history of anything, but MCLs and ACLs, right, have been taken a dive. Hamstrings and calf tendons, foot, and there's something called a plantar fascia. That's like the tissue underneath the arc of your foot.
Duncan had that.
That's right. He did. So they sound unrelated, right? They sound unrelated. They sound like a bunch of random leg injuries, but the reality is they're not. They're actually the exact same injury, and they all have the exact same cause wherever they are on your leg or anywhere else on your body for that matter. They're all connective tissue injuries. That's what's getting injured. It's not joints. It's not muscle tears. It's not dislocated stuff. It's none of that. These are connective tissue injuries. And more importantly, they're not happening on contact. No one's hitting them. These are just happening as they move. So the way that these work, I've talked to, I had to go through physical therapy for a few months, a little while back. I talked to multiple physical therapists about this. I've talked to a couple doctors about this, just kind of casually. We're chatting about it, and every single one said exactly the same thing. I see it already in chat. Connective tissue degradation. Bonus points for Richard. 500 points for that guy. But essentially, they all come from the same basic thing 90% of the time. Is underuse followed by sudden use.
I've been saying this.
Yes.
I mean, I didn't say it the way you said it, but like these guys want to rest all the time and then come back and play.
Exactly. And it's worse than that. It's not just from the load management off the court. It's also from the load management on the court. It's exactly what it is. But if you think about it, just to give a really simple analogy, so I don't have to explain how any of that like works on the physiological level. But imagine you take a car in the middle of winter, you leave it out on a track, you don't touch it for like 3 days, 4 days, you don't run it at all, and once a week you get in, you start it up, and you just floor the gas pedal. If you keep doing that every week, your mechanic is going to be the richest person on earth. Like, you just can't do it. You're going to snap it. It's going to be thin. It's going to lose all its elasticity, and it's going to break. And that's what keeps happening. But if you look at how the training philosophy changed from the old eras to now, you can see it visually, even in that video, right? The workload was high. You had long practices, and they were mandatory practices. And you actually played. You actually had to work out in those practices. They conditioned like crazy. People played tons of back-to-backs, way more back-to-backs than now. They played 38 to 40 minutes a night. They were moving laterally on defense. They were constantly working, even just like, not maximal intensity, but like low intensity running, just getting to positions, moving around, making plays, triangle offense, that kind of stuff, right? Just you think of everybody moving around as opposed to everybody standing around, standing still, spread out, and then suddenly explode, right? That's what tears that stuff.
Yep.
Connective tissue.
That's right.
That is stressed from not getting used and then suddenly being used.
Exactly. So the training though was specifically to avoid that kind of stuff, and people went hard. So you saw a lot of impact over time injuries, right? Kobe and Jordan's, both their knees. All those kinds of injuries are from going hard all the time, but they were conditioned to go 82 games a year. They were conditioned to move around all the time. They were conditioned to play 40 minutes, right? And all that kind of stuff. But now, if you don't, the training is not for that. But it's not just that the training is not for that, it's what the training is for. That's what's disgusting to me about it. You'd think with all our metrics and all our sports science and all our wearables, right, tracking every single thing, and AI, right, you would think, well, obviously they would pick this up, right? Obviously they would figure this out. They kind of have figured out that that's where the injuries are coming from, but why don't they care about it? is because the metrics that they track, the metrics that contracts are based on, the metrics that people talk about, that they push us, that the announcers push on us, ESPN has been pushing it for now 15 years, are vertical jump, first step bursts, right? Like how quickly they can get off, how quickly they can get past you, how quickly they can blow by, the forced plate power readings in the gym. Is all quad and hip muscles. It's squats, sled pushes, right? It's Olympic lifts. It's Instagram workouts, guys. It's Instagram workouts. You want to look jacked, but why don't Olympians look jacked? Because you would die out there, because you're going to get injured and end your whole career. Load management cuts the continuous workload. Being on the court and not actually doing anything, not playing defense and not moving laterally, that kills you. And I really want to hit on the lateral thing here, because if you think about what we joke about LeBron James and his Heisman statue just running straight at the rim every time, this man does not even move laterally on offense. He moves laterally 0 times, and I'm guessing it's to protect his MCL. He used to, but now he doesn't. I'm guessing he's trying to protect that MCL by not doing any lateral movement whatsoever. And so instead, we're just engaging our arms and just trying to throw people out of the way. Yeah. And then that way we can still keep our points up. But that's got to be why he's doing it.
Let me jump in before I forget. And then if you continue.
Yes, sir. One last bit about it, but go ahead.
So jacked, you talked about being jacked. And I've brought it up before. Haven't we all ran into somebody that did not look jacked and then shocked you with their strength? You don't have to have the show. You don't have to have the gym muscles for the strength and athleticism to be there.
Yeah.
Sports and Fitness Rants, when I first met him, like, I think I sent him an email early on. I was like, are you a physical trainer? Like, can I interview you to talk about this? Because I remember that my body adjusted to the abuse of daily practice. And then you were ready for games. It wasn't rest to be ready for games. It was about your body being conditioned full time to be ready for that sort of impact or that sort of use.
Yeah.
And speaking of impact and use, you talked about people like Kobe's knees eventually giving out on them. But you know what? They gave you some great seasons, and they didn't. Not all this fucking I'm missing 2 years here or a year there and all this shit because of connective tissue. His knees finally gave out.
Yeah. If you remember,
how much praise do these fuckers want when they're not even playing a huge portion of their 23-year careers?
Do y'all remember we talked about Jordan in his final Wizards year before his knee finally gave out? We talked about how he was given all that effort prior to. Do you remember them sticking the needle in there and even during games, sucking out all that fluid from his cartilage just so he could keep going? And he kept leaping, he kept landing on it, he kept the impact going until it finally gave out. But that man went all the way through it.
I wonder how that feels right now at this age.
Oh, I don't know. It's got to hurt, right? I mean, he can't be conditioning even, 20% of what he used to be, right? I mean, that's got to be.
And he's gained weight. And every 5 pounds you gain is just a double on your knees, man. So I'm sure. Listen, I'll let you go again, Mick Zuggs. I just want to say one thing real quick that made me think, a lot of things that you're saying.
Please.
When you talk about these kinds of injuries and you're talking about people going from, being sedentary or stagnant and then all of a sudden exerting themselves, you think about a sport like baseball, right? And, I've told people a lot of times, man, when you think about a sport like baseball, you could be in center field, you could be in right field, left field, and no one hit a ball to you the entire game. You could be sitting there all game. And then the bottom of the ninth, someone hits a shot in the gap, and you're trying to race and get it. You're trying to make a play. And all of a sudden, you think about how your body's going to respond to these things. You made me think about a time when I worked in the jail all these years, man. And like I said, a lot of times you're in the jail, man, depending on where you're working, you may not be doing much. You might be sitting down. And then all of a sudden, there's a call on the radio. All of a sudden, you need all officers to respond. And all of a sudden, you got these guys that are not working out. These guys have been working in jail for 20 plus years. Some of these guys are lazy as hell, man. And all of a sudden, a call goes, and they're all running. And I remember several guys hurting themselves, tearing hamstrings off the bone. Because they're not doing anything, and then they're sprinting to help someone, and they hurt themselves trying to help people.
That's right.
When we talk about keeping yourself in shape, and you made a great point with the training now, A lot of this stuff is fluff and buff. I've laughed about a lot of this stuff on my channel. I do fitness and health, man. These guys are not training, man. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Those are not workouts. That's not going to prepare you for life and everything that life's going to throw at you, man. I tell people all the time, you got people walking around out here in slippers all the time. That's not good for you. Everyone drags their feet everywhere. What if you have to respond to an emergency situation in your life and you got to bust a move? How are you going to bust a move with some damn flip-flops and some Crocs and some slippers? People are crazy out here.
Their trainers got trained by AI.
Yeah. Well, the training is funny. That's exactly kind of the point, though. The training is to optimize short-term, quick explosion. It's all power. It's in quads rather than actually in the tendons, rather than conditioning. There's no like calf exercise, right? Like the calves are not as elastic in that sort of training regimen. It's all about explosive power for vertical jumps. It's basically optimizing for highlights. It's optimizing for measurable highlight stats that allow you to do one amazing, awesome move, and then you got to go sit out. Or you got to miss the next game, or you have to go on TV and complain about back-to-backs, or claim that every athlete before 2010 was using steroids. Like, you got to say dumb shit like that to justify it.
But it's good training for basketball, playing basketball.
It's a great way to, there's really no better way to train for basket. You'd think that would be.
Hey, McZug, and they're barely doing it during basketball season at this point. McZuggins, we're going to move to the next section.
Wait, let me give you one more thing. One more thing on this.
You're making
because Robin, I'm Robin. You're the best. Thank you for predicting exactly this. I want to show you real quick who doesn't get these injuries. Soccer players don't get these injuries. I don't know if any of you guys have played soccer, but the amount of conditioning that you do, and you're constantly jogging, sprinting, decelerating, accelerating, it keeps it all loaded, and you're practicing like crazy. Track sprinters, track jumpers, they're exploding, but they train all the time, and they train jogs, and they're always out there, so they build up that endurance. Distance runners have the same thing, high frequency, low intensity. It gives that collagen, the stiffness. Gymnasts, combat sport athletes, old NBA players. But the one group of major athletes that get exactly these problems, it's not just baseball players, it's specifically major league pitchers get this problem because they stand still and then deliver pitches. And if they push too hard off that rubber, they eventually will tear their Achilles tendon. It happens all the time. They're the guys who stand still the least, and they tend to do the least conditioning because they're on a completely different regimen, and that's a risk they sign up for, and that's their actual job. But you can't tell me that modern NBA players and major league pitchers who stand still for 3 hours are the best athletes in the world, and all the other athletes are not athletic. That's insane to me. But I just wanted to tell you, Robin, you hit it dead on the money. It's MLB is the one that doesn't get it. And specifically pitchers. Basically, we're watching 10 pitchers stand there until they explode and then blow an MCL and then, I don't know, release fucking liquor. I don't know. But anyway, that's it. I don't want to hold you up. Y'all got a great show as always. I love you guys. Thank you for having me.
Check out McZuggins' channel. He'll have a video on this very soon. Good stuff. Much appreciated.
Yo, go ahead, AOH.
I was just shaking my head at the fact that he talked about 10 baseball players and that it's not that far from the truth. Like, they eventually get to the other end, sort of stand around, and then maybe execute a play. I mean
AOH, listen, man, listen, I don't want
that shouldn't be comparable.
No, I don't want to come off a certain way when I say this. But when I tell people out here in the chat, any random people that come here to our live streams, or anyone that may be here for the first time, don't really know our channels, don't know what we're talking about. We have, sometimes you get weirdos in here, or people who think we just talk about the same things. I tell people all the time, we're out here educating, man. I'm giving you the facts, okay, yo? I'm telling you, I'm giving you the facts. What McZuggins just talked about is what I've mentioned before. We talked about before. Overall, when we talk about guys in the past being in better shape, and when they talk about these guys being bigger, stronger, faster, and we scoff at that notion, and I say something about these guys playing a game from the three-point line to three-point line. What McZuggins just did is highlight that point that I've made before. And I tell you, the guys that I grew up watching played baseline to baseline. So what does that involve? That involves more running. That involves more back and forth, more deceleration, more acceleration. These guys, like we just saw in that play before, they'll chuck a three up, they'll literally turn around and jog, and by the time they even get to the three-point line, oftentimes, the other team's already chucked up another three. So you did nothing there. You went a total of maybe 20 feet. And this is what happens repeatedly on the court.
UnCut says Jordan would play all 82 and the additional 8 preseason games, putting up well over 25 points per game in those games. Yes, and then he golfed ahead of time. Not a hole or two, but fucking 3.
Yo, shout out to UnCut Hoops, man. I was going to do a video tomorrow possibly, or just I was going to do a video possibly on this reality that he just brought up. From what I've looked into, and I'm not 100%, I don't have the research skills of an UnCut Hoops or an AOH, or some of these other channels that be doing some straight up great work out there. But from what I've looked into, Michael Jordan only missed 4 preseason games in his career when he was with the Bulls. So when you talk about, Michael Jordan and him going out there and playing in preseason games, yeah, he wasn't just playing in preseason games. Stacey King on his podcast not that long ago came out and talked about how Michael Jordan often played 3/4 of these preseason games. He wasn't playing 10 minutes or 15 minutes. He was actually going out there and playing a lot and giving the effort because he felt that sometimes people were going to be there just to watch him play.
How about requiring during the shooting of Space Jam to have a court there and NBA players coming and playing with them? Got another super if you want to read that. Course.
Yeah, which one?
The lowly one. You know that sad part? Even if the decision was real, I was on that Deputy Sam Gerard energy from The Fugitive. I don't care. Yeah. I mean, goddamn. Yep. Enough is enough. I wasn't even going to do a video on it. Not a chance in hell. He's relentless with his narcissistic fucking horseshit. Just relentless with it.
Shout to the lowly one, man, for shouting out Tommy Lee Jones in The Fugitive and his famous line, I don't care, right? And then my man Harrison Ford jumps off the thing, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a memorable part of the movie. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, that's fucked up.
Harrison Ford with Indiana Jones in that moment.
Yeah. Hey, I want to say something about the decision part too. LeBron James should have been buried after the first decision. And this is what happens when you don't bury people when they deserve to be buried. Things change. Standards are lowered. And instead of the guy being humiliated and buried for doing that, you're celebrating it X years later. Pretty dark. Yeah. Pretty dark.
No, you're right. Absolutely, man. Oh, man. AOH, man. Oh, man. Got me walking off the camera, man.
You got me. I got myself biting my lip because, I got more to say. Should we get to some happy shit, or do you want to talk?
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to try and get to what I said we were going to get to.
Okay.
So I put in the description a game that I saw, Karl Malone going 12 for 12. And 12 for 12. Wow. And Dennis Rodman was guarding him a lot of the time. The short period of time that Dennis Rodman was on the Lakers. And there's one play. I pulled one play from it. I'm not going to show all 12 shots or anything. I'm just going to ask our audience what they think would have went down with this play today.
Forcing him to shoot over him
and again, can't ever have that queued up properly. Let's see, and no supers on the screen during this.
Forcing him to shoot over him, and right now he's shooting a very bad percentage. And Malone hits the ground, and a technical foul has been called against Dennis Rodman. Well, you got to watch out here now.
Classic Rodman.
See that Rodman, you see he catches him. Karl is so wide, he grabs onto his waist, and then all of a sudden, as he pulls him down, you're worried about the hard hit on the floor at the hip.
I cringe about the possibility of the tailbone being broken in a situation like that. You know, I know it wasn't an elbow to the head or anything, but he's tripping over Rodman's body while being pulled. And you notice that Malone got up pretty fast. How long would LeBron have been on the ground? Honestly, how long would that fucking bitch have been on the ground?
Yes, AOH. Yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I can't believe you went there. Absolutely, man. That's what I'm talking about, AOH. Right on the money, man, as usual. Absolutely. LeBron James would have been done, man. They would have called the stretcher out. Absolutely. He's not getting up. He's not getting up from that. I'm glad you went there with it, man, because you're on the money 100%. And the biggest indictment on LeBron James is the fact that they continue to promote him as this tough guy, as this guy that's, he got the longevity. He's so tough. He's been playing for all these years. LeBron James will go down low and bang, and he'll do it. That's how they promote him. Oh, LeBron James been working out in the offseason. He's running in the sand. No, he's not. He's using the total machine, man. He's pumping chemicals. He's not running up hills like Walter Payton and Jerry Rice. He's not doing the Breakfast Club like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was doing grown man workouts. And the reason we know that, not because I was there in the gym watching them, not because I know Tim Grover, is because the results were on the court. That man was tough. That man had grit. And that man was out there for 82, giving the effort. Where's the evidence for LeBron James? It ain't there, like you said. The man's sitting out. He's ducking the smoke from the tough teams. He's out there flopping around like a clown. He would have never gotten up from that hit.
Is that a flagrant 2 today?
Oh, Dennis Rodman suspended for games on that one.
Yeah, that was a technical, and the game resumed like moments later.
That would have been a big deal. They would have been like, they would have pulled the police out probably. They would have arrested him. They would have been talking about having him removed from the league.
I'm using that Stacy interview in my next video, Robin.
Yeah, shout out to my man UnCut Hoops, man, because I saw an article about that Stacey King podcast and what he said, man. So shout out to UnCut Hoops. I watched his latest video today. So shout out to him, man. Always doing great stuff out there. We all know UnCut Hoops, man. He's a true legend out here.
Oh, it's our friend, Mr. Shanny.
Shout out to Mr. Shanny, 82 coming through as always. This clip makes me wonder if Hubie Brown ever covered a... I love this name, the Scrubnificent Game. I believe if he did that, he would be pointing out everything as an unbiased coach like he always did. Yeah, shout out to the great Hubie Brown, man, who educated a lot of us.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how long Hubie wanted to keep his job.
I don't even think Hubie Brown would know what to say. All right? He wouldn't even know what to say. He would be like, yeah, that's not 80s basketball.
It's like, he's still on the ground, huh? Must really be something wrong, I guess.
I remember Hubie Brown teaching like a bunch of reporters. They were asking him about hand checking, right? And they were like, oh, a lot of people talk about the hand checking. Should they bring the hand checking back? Would it really make a difference? Some people don't think it's a big deal, or wouldn't it, blah, blah, blah. And Hubie Brown was like, let me tell you something. Let me tell you about the hand checking, what the hand checking would do. He goes, you're talking about these NBA players with these giant mitts, these giant hands, and they're allowed to put their hands on your hip, and they're allowed to control you wherever they want you to go. He goes, of course that's going to impact. That's going to make a difference. That's why these guys had to know the fundamentals. They had to dribble the basketball a certain way. They had to play with their back towards the defenders oftentimes because you didn't have that freedom of movement like that. He was breaking it down to these people, man. He was leaving them in awe. He was giving them facts and things that they didn't even think about.
Yeah, I mean, somebody put it as the defender could almost guide the offensive player with a little pressure, a little shove, a little get that elbow and hand and palm up there. Yeah, thank you. Excellent point. Just what a bunch of Jesus Christ. Hand checking doesn't make a difference. This is the world we're living in, man. I can't believe the conversations that we have to have.
Think about the effort Hubie Brown was given. This man was doing broadcasting to the end, man. I mean, they basically forced him to stop. I mean, or the man was like basically, all right, man, let me stop. I'm 1 billion years old. You know what I'm saying? Let me spend my last years with my family and enjoy. But this man was there forever showing up. He was putting in the work, Hubie Brown. Like I said, teaching the game. All right? That's what Hubie Brown did. You guys know, everyone out there that knows Hubie Brown, and when you speak about this man, he's done more for the game than LeBron James could ever dream about doing. What he's done to educate people like me, people like AOH, people like you guys out there in the chat, everyone knows about Hubie Brown, man. Like I said, come on, man.
Paulo LeBum had to hire a stunt double to play chess in The Decision 2. Electric Boogaloo, flop harder. I didn't watch the actual ad. Does he actually pretend to play chess in it?
Listen, man, the commercial that I only saw clips of it, is he starts going on a social thing here where he's showing all the different things you can do socially while enjoying, Hennessy VSOP from the parts that I've saw. But when they talk about, how to hire a stunt double, I'm cranking up because when you look at LeBron James in that, commercial ad, whatever you want to call it, this man had the fake hair going again. He had the sprinkled powder on there on the top. He was looking like my man, Jason Alexander, a.k.a. George Costanza, from the movie, what movie? With Jack Black and Gwyneth Paltrow, Shallow Hal, right? And when he had the little sprinkles on the top of his head, but LeBron James had about a pound of makeup on, man. This dude had all kinds of makeup on. He looked weird out there.
Yeah, I'm going to pull that. Don't promise me you'll restrain yourself from going off on Ayesha again. But I'm going to put that image up.
No, we got nothing else to say about that stuff. No, we good on that. We had a good laugh in the beginning, but yeah, you know that's not really my thing.
How shiny is this fool?
As I'm saying, look at him. He look crazy right there, man. That's not LeBron James, man. Come on, man. Dude look like his doll. Just like if they put his doll out there.
Don't they have a makeup crew that makes you not look like the U.S. is ready to invade you for oil? I mean, he's shining like a motherfucker. And that Hennessy bottle's insanely ugly.
Yeah, you're right. I never looked at the bottle like that, but you're making a great point here because I think that a lot of people, when they buy alcohol, like, yes, you want to go for certain brands of alcohol. I'm not an alcohol connoisseur, so I'm not going to say I know about alcohol, but I think oftentimes people also like to collect bottles. They like certain bottles that look certain ways. I remember when I was overseas traveling in the military a lot, we would go to some of these other places and we would be looking for these kinds of things. I know people would. They would be looking for cool bottles from some of these other countries, man. So like you said, the look of the bottle is absolutely a big deal for a lot of these, liquor fans.
Of course it is.
It's a great point, man.
Yeah, I watched.
Oh, you like LeBron James.
I watched the first few seconds of somebody's breakdown of it, and that's all I could take. But you're right. Why does he look like a completely different person from commercial to commercial? It's like all of a sudden, you've got some gray speckles on the top of your fake head. I mean, it's like we know that's makeup. You're going so far that you're adding fake gray to your fake hair. I can't stand it. Anyways,
remember when Michael Jordan did the Johnny Kilroy series back in the day when he was acting like Michael Jordan's coming back? Is he back? Is he not back? And he had the little hair on and stuff. He's wearing the little baby fro wig. Like that was for all jokes and for commercials and stuff like that. LeBron James actually goes out here on these commercials. Like these are like he came out this for real doing this, man. Like this wasn't a joke. He was being LeBron James. He wasn't being some other character. He was being himself in this commercial. He wasn't being someone else. You ever see LeBron James? I know one time I saw him in this movie, Trainwreck, I think he was in. Mm-hmm. This man had all full-blown hair. Like straight up hair. Like, I mean, like you wouldn't even, I'm like, come on, man. LeBron James got, and listen, there's nothing wrong with that. I ain't got no hair, man. So once again, I don't understand why someone like LeBron James, who's supposed to be securing himself, you're LeBron James, damn it. Were you worried about your hair? You're still wearing do-rags? Like, what are you wearing a do-rag for? I don't get all of this stuff. And so you went on this damn makeup for some stupid ad with some liquor, man. Like I said, what are you doing? You're making a big deal. Everyone got to watch you advertise liquor?
Well, sir, we've gotten we've gotten through the gauntlet of the topics that I had to talk about today. How are you feeling? You ready to? Hey, how did you like looking at the classic gameplay? We should do like 5 of those per show just to lift our spirits.
I think that's a great idea. I think you definitely need to bring some highlights like that in, some random clips of some players, the exact way you did it. That was sensational, AOH. And I think a lot of people in the chat appreciated that look back or that flashback, so to speak, into time.
I think I'm going to pull up Desmond Mason's dunks when he was going against Jay Rich and put him in slow-mo, because that guy looked like he was flying a little bit too.
Yeah, I think that you said bring out Desmond Mason. Like I said, I saw somebody mention Sean Kemp. You could throw a Sean Kemp one in there. Everyone knows Sean Kemp got some crazy highlights. But yeah, I think that's a great idea, AOH. That was awesome, man.
I'll end it with a question. Who? It's not an easy answer. Who do you want to be dunked on less, Sean Kemp or Dominique? These guys are arm breakers.
For real, man. For real.
I guess I could have included Daryl Dawkins, but for some reason, I just his violence seemed to be mostly directed at the backboard. But I really feel like I would have my arm torn off if I tried to block Dominique or Sean Kemp.
See if you can get a couple of dunks of Robert Pack. If you can get a couple of dunks of Robert Pack, man, he has some really nice dunks for a guy his size, like a Steve Francis type player, man, as far as the getting up off the ground, man.
Robert Pack. All right. Remember, everyone, do not become a member of my channel. If you still want to support me, go over to Patreon and join membership over there. It's not mandatory, but it is available. I'm on my way. Well, I'll still exist here on YouTube, but don't be a member here. Robin, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you everyone who did participate in the chat, and thank you McZuggins for your little breakdown, and check out McZuggins' channel. Have a good one, Robin, and I will see you on Sunday.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. I'll catch you guys on the next one, man.